Good morning, everyone. स्क्रीन विजिबल है आप लोगों को? Okay, let's start with module 6, which is about Turing machines and halting problem. So, first, we will be covering Turing machines in this. So, this is one of the important topics in the whole theory of computation subject. Now, for Turing machines, actually, we have moved one step above than the languages that we have done before. We are done with regular languages, then context free type of languages, then in between, there comes some context sensitive languages, which are not there in our syllabus, but yes, they do exist. And then after that, we have recursive languages and some non recursive languages also. So in this way that hierarchy works. And now after doing PDP, the another type of machine which is accepting those languages which are not accepted by any push down automata, those are covered under Turing machines. So basically, uh, what type of problem that we are facing in push down automata is that we are provided with only one memory space, only one stack is there, because of which the strings of type WW, we have discussed this yesterday also, that the string of type WW, that means a string W is there, that may be ABB string, and then again ABB string. So this type of string cannot be recognized or cannot be specified that whether it is accepted or rejected by any push down automata. So for this type of strings, we have different type of automata which is known as Turing machine, and generally this Turing machine is used in most of the encryption decryption techniques. So this is where we are, that this is the language hierarchy. First we have covered regular languages, okay, which are involving no memory space and the basic logic is there. It could be finite and it could be infinite also. Context free languages are generally infinite one, and they cover the type where comparison, at least at most I would say only one and one comparison is there, and one stack is involved or any reverse of string is included. Then comes this type of string where three simultaneous comparisons are required, three or more I would say, and two two consecutive same strings are there. Okay, so to check their validation and to get them accepted by any automata, we need Turing machines. These are those languages which are accepted by Turing machine. So now we came to the basic flow of any Turing machine. As we have already done in push down automata, that a tape is there, a finite control is there, and along with it we are having a stack there. Okay, but now in our Turing machine that stack will not be included, but the input tape, the tape that we are using, is going to be an infinite tape. There in push down automata, we have a finite tape which is equals to the length of the string that we are considering. Okay, and at the end of the string, we are actually limited. What happened with us in context free languages, that suppose the language is of type a raised to the power n and b raised to the power n. Okay, and at a time for any value of n, suppose the n is 4 with us, so the string will be 4 times a and repeatedly 4 times b. So how my tape will be designed? The tape will be designed in this way that at the first 8 places there will be my string, and then at the next place there will be a null operator or null string will be there, to just to specify that this is the end of the string. Now after this you cannot move further, and you have to take decision according to the push down automata's final state or the present state, whatever is it. But in Turing machine, you will be allowed to make changes in the further space which is available. You can make change in the space which is available there. We might have infinite space after and before the actual string, where you can use this place and make changes according to your requirement. So this is the major difference between the Turing machines and the push down automata. So we are having a infinite tape where a read write head will be there. This read write head will be controlled by the control unit, where different states and their transitions will be held in. So the main advantage that we say that there are no boundaries, it is of infinite length, and plus the read write head, it can move either on the left side or on the right side also. Based on the transition that we are performing, we can do any type of transition here. Okay, so as a basic example we have taken that this, suppose this is a tape. Okay, the head at each transition, what type of transitions can occur? One type of transition can be that you have to read a symbol. Okay, read a symbol. By reading one symbol which is present here, if you want to change it with some another symbol, then you can write another symbol at the same place, and then you have to take a decision that once you have made change in this particular block, now whether you want to the right side of the tape of the string, current string, or whether you want to move to the left side of the current string alphabet which is there. ठीक है, तो इन पुश डाउन ऑटो हमारे पास क्या होता था कि पुश डाउन ऑटोमेटा में आपके पास डिसीजन आता था दैट यू हैव टू रीड अ स्ट्रिंग फ्रॉम हेयर and then you have to perform some function in the stack में कोई ना कोई function perform होगा. First something will be popped out, then something has to be pushed in, and after this stack has been modified, this was obvious that it will always move to the right side. But here no stack is involved, and the changes that we were doing in the stack is now happening in the tape itself. सो ये हमारे पास है कि हमारे पास इस यही वाली स्ट्रिंग है, यही अल्फाबेट है जो हम करंट अल्फाबेट रीड कर रहे हैं. This is our choice whether we want to write anything, overwrite anything here, we can do it. And then after doing the changes, this is in our hand that whether we want to go to the right side or to the left side. Okay, so a single transition will consist of these three steps. First it has to read, then it has to write, and then it has to take decision that whether I want to move to the right side or to the left side. So, as a basic example, they have taken that suppose there is a string which consists of 4 alphabets, and currently you are at A position. Okay, so if your symbol, if your transition is like this, read A, write K, and move left. I have read A, and instead of A, I have written K here. So basically, a replacement is there. A is replaced with K. And after making this change, where I have to move? I have to move one step towards right or left. It says move left. Then I will move to left, and my current string is now ABKC, which is previously ABAC. So in this way, this tape will keep on changing and will do comparisons. Similarly, if some another after that transition, next transition is read B, write F there, and now move to the right side. Then one step right, we will move to K. The new string that the tape has been updated to AF KC. Okay. Yes, everyone, are we clear till this point?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके, सो अब हम बात कर रहे हैं हाउ दैट इनपुट स्ट्रिंग विल बी डिजाइंड. सो since this is an infinite string, so somewhere uh, at any size, suppose here at the size of 4, there will be certain meaningful alphabets present. But what about the rest of the symbols or rest of the input spaces which are available? So at that, there will be blank symbols. We have to specify symbols, and those will be black symbols represented here by a diamond symbol. ओके, सो जहां पर भी आपको अपना एक स्ट्रिंग चाहिए, गिव इट अ स्पेसिफिक स्पेस, एंड देन एट इट्स लेफ्ट and right side specified, fill all of your tape with some blank symbols. Okay, and then this will help us that if you are at C, okay, if you are at C, you have made certain change and move to right, and while at the right, we will be reading that if there is a blank symbol, then how I have to perform further, what changes I need to make. So it will help in there. While designing the automata, we always recognize it in terms of symbol, that if A comes, move to this transition state. If B comes, move to that particular transition state. So now we will definitely say if a diamond comes, then you have to move to this transition state, left or right. So in input string, specify a head at the starting of the string, and write your string to its length whatever required, and at its right and left side specify blank symbols, so that we can make changes and we can run our automata according to that. And at the starting, it will always point to the leftmost alphabet which of the string, which with whatever is it. Now comes, we have done till now that how that tape and flow control will work. That a read operation will be there, then a write operation will be there, and then a move operation will be there. This is the flow. Now whenever you are going to design the Turing machine, that means Turing machine is a automata, and since it is automata, there will be certain set of states and certain transitions involved. On those transition, I have to write it in certain pattern that it will specify that read this, then write this, and then move according to this operation. So according to that, we have specified this pattern, that A corresponds to B L. That means read A, then write B at place of A, and after performing read and write operation, you have to move to left side. And similarly, if a R is written there, that means move to the right side. This will be the transition pattern that we have to write for these three operations: read, write, and then move operation. Okay, so similarly, an example is written that currently we are at Q1 state. Okay, after performing any transition, your state will change. Suppose that state is Q2. Okay, and it says read A, write B, and move to the right. That means I will read A and replace it with a B, and then my pointer header will change to C. At C, the new state will be Q2. Okay, so here it is written that here B has been changed, and now the pointer has been changed towards C, and the new state has been changed from Q1 to Q2. Okay, if the operation comes as that you are currently at Q1, read A, write B, and move left. That means write B here, move left, and the new state has been changed to Q2. Suppose we are at the blank symbol, then how the transitions will occur? Now they are saying that read a blank symbol, write a G in place of blank symbol, and move towards right. So a blank is there, replace it with G. Currently you are at Q1 stage, move to the right one step, and the state is now Q2. Okay, so there now next that we have is a partial transition function in a Turing machine. How this partial transition function happens, that they are saying this is allowed in a Turing machine, that no transition could be there for an input symbol. Suppose C is there. So we are having clearly A, B, and C. Three unique symbols are there in the alphabet set for this string. Okay, so this is not required that there should always be a deterministic transition for every symbol at every state. It could be possible that currently you are at Q1 stage. For A, the transition is defined. For B, the transition is defined, but for C, there is no transition. So this means that it is allowed here. So this clearly means that this is non-deterministic one. This is allowed here, that for any input symbol, there could be no transition possible. Now, how we have to stop and take decision that whether that string is accepted or not? Till now, we have seen that this a string will be there, okay, and I will be having an automata. According to the automata, I have to make decision, I have to make traversals in this string, that whether I have to move right or left, and what things I have to consider, what changes I have to make. I will do them, and then how I will stop and take decision that whether this string is accepted or rejected. That we have to decide, that a machine halts in a state if there is no transition to flow. If there is any state, suppose I am at Q2 stage. For Q2, no further transition is there, no outgoing arrows are there which are defining any transition. That means this is a halting stage, and at this stage I have to decide that whether the string is accepted or rejected. Okay, so as an example, there are some incoming rows at Q1, but no outgoing arrow is there. So that means this state is halting state. Whenever I reach at this stage, I have to take a decision that whether this is accepted or rejected. Now, as an example, suppose the string is A, B, A, C. Currently, I am at C position with Q1 as input symbol. Q1 with C as my input symbol, and Q1 is my current state. So at Q1, I have to look for a transition which is saying read C. Obviously, here I need a function read C, and then whatever write and move operation will be there. I will keep on searching. A is defined, B is defined, but no C transition is there. So that means I cannot move further. I have to stop here and take decision. So at this stage, that I need to transition from Q1 with input symbol C, and since no transition is there, that means the system halts and it will come out and take decision. Okay, and further, if the thing is similar, that if it is double circle, that means accepted. If single circle, that means rejected. One more thing, how the accepting stages will be designed, that always these accepting stages will be designed in this way, that if you want to come from a rejected state to a accepted stage, this type of transition is allowed. But from a accepted stage, if there is a outgoing arrow towards the rejected state, this type of thing is not allowed. Okay, accepting stages or states have not outgoing transition, and the machine just halts here, and it should accept, it should not move toward the outgoing transition. So just to summarize it, that how the acceptance will occur, that if I need to accept input string, I would check if machine halts in any accepted state or not, and to reject it, I have to check if machine halt at any non accepting state, or if machine enters any infinite loop. Even in that case, it will be rejected. So for reject string, I have two cases, and for accept string, I have one case, that similarly you have to just check the nature of the state. If it is double circle, accepted. If it is single circle, that means non accept state, that means it is rejected. Or if it enters in an infinite loop, even in that case it will be rejected. Okay, now as an example, we are going to study that, suppose I am having an input alphabet A, B, okay, and I have to accept the language which is A star. So clearly, why we are doing this? Because in the hierarchy, we have seen that regular languages are there, then comes context free languages. Actually, context free languages are whole of the regular languages and plus some of context free languages newly defined. So regular languages are actually subset of context free languages. And similarly, when we are studying Turing machines are the whole subset, or I would say a superset, for for having a subset as context free language. So that means all of the regular languages that we have discussed previously and context free languages, they all comes under the language which are accepted by Turing machine. So that's why we have taken this example, A star. Generally, A star is of type regular language, but since for the language acceptable by Turing machine, it is also included there in the regular type languages. So that's why we are taking it. Okay, so to design a language which is saying that it should accept all possible occurrences of A, that means whenever A is seen, you have to replace it, you have to read A, write A there and move towards right. And for any n number of A's, you will keep on doing is, whenever end of string will be there, whenever end symbol will be observed, move to the left side and replace it with the similar blank symbol and move to the next state. Okay, and the transition is left. Next, whenever you are at Q1 stage, no further transition is defined. No further transition means halt here and take decision. After taking decision, if any n number of A's will come and string has been ended, that means it will always be accepted. So ये एक example है ट्यूरिंग मशीन का, कि आप ट्रांजिशंस कीजिए, उसके बाद जब भी एंड ऑफ स्ट्रिंग आ जाए, at that point you will change the state, and then you have to take it a decision taking state, that whether it will be accepted or rejected. So for A star, clearly this will be the Turing machine design. Now how this will work in terms of the tape. Suppose for A star, the star value is now 3. That means A is my input string. So A is my input string. To read this Turing machine, I have to start from the leftmost symbol, and my current state is Q naught. At Q naught, I will check if A is there, read A, write A, and move to right. So I have moved this state to right, and my state becomes the same, Q naught. Again, A is there, read A, write A, and move to right. I have moved there again. Again, it says A is there, read it, write it, and then move to right. Okay, now at this position, I have to check that what I need to read blank symbol. So I cannot go with this loop. I have to move through this path, because now I have to read blank symbol. So read blank symbol, write blank symbol, and move towards left. So I am at A again. At A again, your state has been changed to Q1. At Q1, now I have to read A, but no transition is there. So the rule of Turing machine says, if there is no transition, then halt here and check the nature of the state currently you are at. Since this is double circled, that means that the string is accepted. So halt and accept is the case. Now, if there comes any rejection, that means for A star, the language is A star, any possible occurrences of A. But suppose the string is ABA. So clearly, by viewing it, we know that it will get rejected. But how in Turing machine this will help? That we are at currently at Q naught, read A, write A, move right. Okay, now I am at B. I have to look for a transition at Q naught where there will be a read B symbol. Read B, no. Read B, no. So there is no transition for read B here. That means again halt. Halt here and check the nature of this state. This is single circle, that means reject. So halt and reject, because of no possible transition for B is there. So this will be my reject state. Okay, so they have just taken two examples here. One is that we can design it in this way, and in another way they are saying that for A star, even an epsilon is accepted. Okay, so to accept that epsilon, the string is there, that since no symbol is there, it will halt here and accept the string, for epsilon string basically. Now comes another example, which is saying A star or B, A plus B star. So this type of strings followed by this regular expression will be accepted. So suppose the Turing machine is defined here for this type of language. Now I have to check for a string. Now suppose the string is ABA type. Okay, so here if A is there, read A, write A, and move to right. I have moved to B. Now it says read B, write B, move to left. Again at A, again at right, and again A, and again right. So I will not stop here. I have moved to an infinite loop in such type of case. Okay, so whenever you reach at any infinite loop state, you will say that this machine will never halt, okay, and the accepting state cannot be reached, and therefore this input string is rejected. So these are all the cases that we have discussed, that for input you have to halt and accept, for rejection you have to halt and reject one, and the another part is that you have to reach to the infinite loop state and then you have to reject it. So for all three examples we have taken an example, and we have just seen that how the machine will help us, or how machine will actually conclude that whether the string is accepted or it is rejected. Okay, so those example that we have taken till now, that was just for the clearance purpose, that how the actual transition will happen. Now comes some more complicated problems, like a raised to the power n and b raised to the power n. So for this type of languages, how the Turing machine will be designed. Okay, so we know this, that to design a raised to the power n and b raised to the power n, we always have to make comparison. So to make that comparison, they are saying the basic idea is to match the number of a's with the number of b's. So what thing I have to do? They say that replace the leftmost a with x, and find leftmost b and replace it with y until there are no more a's and b. You have to repeat this. Suppose आपने क्या किया, for a raised to the power n and b raised to the power n, this will be my string. They say that search for the leftmost a, okay, and for this leftmost a and the leftmost b, which is this one, keep on replacing them. Replace x and replace b with, replace first a with x, and then the leftmost b with y. This will be the first case. Then go to the next a. This is already x. The next a will be changed to x. This is already y. Next b will be changed to y. And in this way, you will keep on changing it. There will come a time when this type of string will be observed. So at the end, if you are having no more a or b which are not being replaced yet, that means that this string is accepted. But if there comes a situation, suppose I am having 5 a's and 4 b's, so at the end these 4 a's will be replaced by x, and another 4 b's will be replaced by y. But still I can see that for this a there is no replacement. So in this case, what we will do, we will say that this string is rejected. Okay, so this will be the basic idea using Turing machine, that how I can actually make changes. So for that, by hit and trial method, this Turing machine has been designed. Okay, and by using this Turing machine, we have taken a string AABB. We know this will be accepted, but how this will be accepted? That currently you are at Q1 stage. Read A, write X, and move to the right. Okay, so we have just moved to one right place. Now they are saying for any occurrences of A, move towards the right place. So they have what they have done, that first A has been replaced and the rest of the A's have been replaced with A only. So no change has been done here. Now I have came to this B. For this B, make a change it to Y. Okay, and it says after you have changed this to Y, move to the left side. Do not go further, just move to the left side. Okay, so till the time you are observing A's, I have to actually go that much back so that I will observe a X. Only for this X I have to go to the next A, otherwise I will keep on moving towards the left side. So for any A, keep on moving towards the left side, but whenever you receive any X, move to the right side. So I have to actually, I will go to this A and then go to the left side here. Now whenever X is received, replace it with X but move to the right side. So this is the actual position where I want to come. Now again I have to replace it with X and repeat the procedure. Replaced with X, observed a Y, okay, and since a Y is here, move to the right side. Now B is there, replace it with Y and left. For left side, you know that you have to keep on traversing and search for A. Okay, it has searched for A, and then now just to stop this loop, we have said whenever an X and Y are consecutively observed, that means you have to move to the right side. We have checked here कि यहाँ पर और ज़्यादा A's नहीं है. This has been checked that no more A's are here. But now my main focus is to check that whether there are extra number of B's or not. So I will move to the right side and check. To move to the right side, Y with right transition is written. Okay, so I will move in that way and move till the end of the string. And for any blank symbol, we will say that since we are at the blank symbol, that means here the string is accepted. Okay, so it will halt and accept it. Yes, everyone, is this example clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. So since till now we have just done two comparisons, okay, similarly if I want to do comparison for the three, only what type of changes will be there, that I have made a change to A, then go to the right side, change B, then again go to the right side, change C, from C move to the left side and till you reach X, and from that X you have to go back to the A. So for any 3 4 5 comparison, you have to just keep on increasing the states and make its comparison, and then you have to just check that whether there is any remaining A, B or C here. According to that, you can halt and decide that whether the string will be accepted or rejected. Okay, so now from here we came to the formal definition of Turing machine, that what tuples and what extra things are required here in our Turing machine. So we know to write the transition function, this is the actual transition, and you have to write it in this way, that transition function for you are at Q1 and the input symbol is A. You will be moving to Q2 by replacing it with B with a right transition. So this will be the pattern. We have just transformed this thing into a transition function. The transition function applied on Q1 and input symbol A. Write B, move right, and the new state is Q2. Only these things are written. Similarly, for the left side also, Q2, D and L is there. This is quite similar. Now comes to the formal definition where we have to define all the tuples. So for these tuples, it says that first q, this is same, that these are the set of states. Next, for sigma, we are having input alphabets. Okay, this is same, that our transition function q naught is our initial state, blank symbol, finite accepted states are there. And what about this tau? Tau is actually our tape alphabets. Okay, what are the tape alphabets that we are reading? So all of the rest of the things are similar, just a blank symbol is introduced and a tau symbol is there, which is saying tape alphabets. Input alphabets are different here with sigma, and tau is defining the tape alphabets. So for define formal definition, we have to define all of these 7 tuples. Now comes that the Turing machine is just not limited to this concept, but Turing machine is having its variations. We can change Turing machine according to our requirement. So there comes some variation. The most commonly used, the infinite tape, that we have done already, but they say that for the variation you can design it's another 6 models, which is saying stay option, semi infinite tape. Basically in stay option there will be a option that you are having, you are at a stage and you want to make no transition and stay at that stage, so we are changing another type of transition there. In semi infinite tape, one end of the tape will be a finite one, there will be no infinite tape available. At one end there will be infinite tape available. Then offline, then multi tape, more than one tapes will be available there. Multi-dimensional tape, till now we are just using 1D tape. Okay, that one row is there and multiple columns are involved. Further, multi-dimensional tapes can also be used, and non-deterministic ones can also be used. So these are not part of our syllabus, but yes, we must know that what are the various variations available. Okay, so just as their name says, that based on the complexity of the problem that we are going for, we can use these Turing machines based on the requirement. Okay, so these are the different Turing machine classes, and the basic standard model is that I will be having an infinite tape. There I will be having a read write head, which can move towards left or towards right, and a deterministic control is there, that how you want to move. Okay, so that is it with the Turing machines. If you are having any doubt, then you can ask, please. Yes, anyone. क्लियर है आप सभी को?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके जी। आप लोग ये ट्यूरिंग मशीन जो है इसके और एग्जांपल्स जो है वो भी कर सकते हो. दिस विल बी वेरी इजी टू डिज़ाइन, एंड आई विल गिव some of the practice questions of this in your assignment also, so that there you can practice. So okay, fine. Now we will just move to attendance. That's it for the lecture.